Hey guys, Patrick Friedman here in Chongqing, China. Yeah, I'm in the parking garage. I actually filmed this earlier. It was with my son, but it was such a distraction trying to keep up with him and keep him entertained and not have all the background noise. So I decided to come back down and try this again. But what I wanted to share with you, some things that have happened over the past 2 days that I thought you'd find interesting. And it's probably more for me just to vent. You know, when I vent to you guys, it's therapeutic and helps me acclimate and deal with some of the things that we have to deal with here in China. But it has to do with some things that happened yesterday. So yesterday I went for my normal morning walk within the community. You can't go outside, so we're allowed to walk out there and also down here in the parking garage. So I went on my walk, and this lady, she starts filming me. Like, I hadn't seen this lady before. Like, I know a lot of people here in the complex because I see them throughout the day. And she was filming me, and she was saying something about Waigoran, which means foreigner. And she was making this wide arc. I mean, she was walking around me, and I could tell what she was doing. She was afraid that I had the virus. And I kind of said, "Kai Shema," I mean, which is like, "What are you doing? What are you looking at?" And she just kind of put the camera down and walked away. And I just thought it was really intrusive and rude for her to sit there and film me, because I know I'm going to probably end up on her WeChat feed with, why Goran doesn't wear his mask. So, well, that was the first one. The second one was, it was literally like 30 seconds later, this guy, older man, probably in his 60s maybe, he starts, literally yelling at me, like, "Put on your mask." Like, instead of saying, "Excuse me," in Chinese, "不好意思, could you put on your mask, please?" He didn't do that. He just went straight for the kill, and it caught me off guard. Like, I kind of reared up, clenching my fist, thinking I was going to have to hit him because he was that aggressive about coming after me. And all the while he's yelling at me, there's Chinese people walking by him with no mask, and he's not saying anything to them. And I'm like, "Why are you," and I'm saying this in Chinese, I'm like, "Why are you picking on the foreigner?" I said, "I've lived here for 4 years. I've lived in this apartment complex for 2.5 years. I've got a test every day. There's no one in this community that has it. I'm not going to give you the virus because I don't have it." And I showed him my code, and he's like, "Put your mask on." He's still screaming at me, just went ballistic. And that exchange went on for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And then I walked another minute, and some lady, one of the volunteers she's helping deliver food to people that have put in orders, because people can't go outside, so they have these runners that volunteer runners that deliver the food. Well, then she does the same thing to me. She was nicer about it. She's like, "Hey, can you put on your mask, please?" And she had walked by 3 individuals, 3 Chinese people, that did not have a mask on. And I'm like, "What?" I said, "Ta mei kou jiao, ta mei kou jiao, ta mei kou jiao." I said, "Why are you asking the foreigner?" And she's like, "Well, some people are wearing it." I'm like, "I don't care. You're being hypocritical." And she actually figured out she spoke English, and she understood me. So I started speaking English from there. I said, "You're being hypocritical. You're asking the foreigner to wear the mask, and there's people that aren't wearing the mask." And she kind of turns around and looks at them, and then 2 of them grab their mask and they put it on like the obedient minions that they should be. But it really caught me. My whole day was just messed up because of that. And I can tend to wear my emotions on my sleeve, and my family who knows me knows that, and probably my close friends know that. But I could get pretty riled up about stuff like that. But I was just dumbfounded. And that's never happened before. In all my years I've been here in China for over 4 years, I've never been harassed about wearing my mask. And I'm not one of those anti-maskers and that kind of thing. I wear my mask in the subway because you're supposed to. I wear my mask in the bus station or in the bus. But there was, if there's a big group of people, then I'll put on my mask. But there wasn't. It was in the morning, and there was very few people. And especially the guy that barked at me, I was 15 feet from him. And then he starts making his way towards me, like filming me. And the same thing happened today. Some young guy, maybe in his 30s, he starts filming me and saying stuff while I go around not wearing mask. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm going to end up on this guy's WeChat feed. And I said, so what are you doing? And he put the phone down, and then I kind of walked back around, circled back around and walked by his house, which was on the first floor. I'm watching him, and he's doing that whole painting thing as he's looking at me, filming me. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he got pissed, and he was going to come out and do something, but then he stopped himself and went back in. But yesterday was a weird day. Today was a bit weird too, to have experience, I think I don't have a problem with you asking me to put a mask on. If you ask me in a nice way, and I know you're uncomfortable, I'll be happy to do it. But when you start yelling at me, or there's Chinese people standing around and they don't have on a mask, and you're not yelling at them or telling them to put on a mask, the hypocrisy yesterday it threw me for a loop. Like I said, it took all day for me to kind of simmer down from that. So I hope you guys can appreciate. I know you're not really appreciating the view here, but it's raining upstairs, and Keanu's getting ready for bed, so I had some free time to come down here and walk a bit and just vent to you. So I wanted to share that with you. I'd love to hear your thoughts, ideas and suggestions, that kind of stuff. I'm always open for that kind of stuff. I will say I am going to wear my mask outside because my wife, Tsui Tsui, and my family has asked me to wear the mask because people are getting upset because I'm not, even though there's 50% of the people outside are not wearing a mask. And it all comes down to this cultural thing of not causing someone to lose face. And what I'm realizing is I'm not going to allow my family to lose face because of my pride. That's hard to say too, because I don't, when somebody tells you to wear a mask, your immediate response is, I ain't wearing a mask. Girlfriend, I ain't wearing a mask. I ain't putting that thing on, girlfriend. But because I love my wife and I don't want to embarrass them or make the neighborhood look down on them because of my behavior, I'm putting on the mask. But it's really tough to do it. Very tough. That's my video, guys. Hope y'all are doing well. Enjoy your free time in the U.S. and the other places where you can actually get out and do stuff. Hopefully, we'll be paroled here in the next year or so, and I'll be able to get out and actually show you some cool stuff here in China. That's it. Have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good morning wherever you are. Take care.